You're welcome to my Father Taught Me series, Volume 5, Series 28, titled The Lurking Assassin Hiding in the Heart of Man. The lurking assassin hiding in the heart of man was aptly described by Apostle Paul in the book of Romans chapter 7 verse 8. I quote, "But sin, taking occasion by the commandment, wrought in me all manner of concupiscence. For without the law, sin was dead." The lurking assassin hiding in the heart of man is the law of sin. According to the book of Romans chapter 7 verse 9, I quote, "For I was alive without the law once, but when the commandment came, sin revived, and I died." The power of the lurking assassin can only be activated when we break the commandment of the Most High, which is the law. In other words, the assassin is hiding in the law for a strike that got Paul to say, I quote, "When the commandment came, sin revived, and I died." This faceless assassin hardly missed its target. It's cold and soulless on its mission, which was never left to any undue chances. The assassin is single-minded in the fiends of its mission, which mission's power, simply put, was derived as stated in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 18, verse 20. I quote, "The soul that sinneth, it shall die." And the main intent of the assassin is to cause us to sin, while lurking around to finish its job as directed by the serpent, the assassin's commander-in-chief. This commander-in-chief is known by three names. Number 1, the serpent in subtlety. Number 2, the devil in wickedness. Then number 3, Satan gunning for the jugular, destruction. Let us explain these three attributes of the serpent, starting with number 1. That is, the serpent in subtlety. This attribute was exposed first in the book of Genesis, chapter 3, verse 1 to 4. I quote, "Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Most High, the Creator, had made. And he said in subtlety unto the woman, Yea, hath the Most High said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden?" At this point, is laying foundation for deception in wait to call in the hidden assassin introduced by the serpent to Eve. And the verse continued, "And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die." This was subtly to steal the truth of the commandments of the Most High from the heart of Eve and to replace it with a lie, thereby preparing subtly the way of evil in the heart of Eve to sin. It is only sin that gives the hidden assassin the power to strike its victim with precision. So, the serpent always concentrates on acts of deception, mislead man to sin, as it was with the deceptive case of Eve in the Garden of Eden, that made her commit the sin of transgression of the law, of which sin and penalty gave the hidden assassin its power to outright execution of the law of the sin of death. irrespective of whether Adam and Eve were deceived or not. The Most High had given Adam and Eve the freedom of choice to obey the commandments of the Most High, and also the choice to disobey with giving consequences. This was so as to discourage Adam and Eve from sin. Sin is the only event that can invoke the power of the hidden assassin to strike. Once the commandment of the Most High is broken, the act of deception by the serpent, when completed and effected, the assassin strikes. The serpent has finally perfected its methodology over generations. And for the present generation of the earth, the escalation of the methodology is much more sophisticated and innocent looking, though in the same pattern compared to that of Eve as stated in the book of Genesis chapter 3 verse 6. I quote, "And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat." In the case of our generation, the role of Eve has been subtly changed by the serpent to that of Adams of men, who find the fruit of earthly net worth or earthly net worth 3 good for food, and also mammal's paraphernalia, the pride of life, was pleasant to the eyes of man, and to crown it all, a net worth to be desired to make one as gods. The man in our generation took the fruit thereof and gave it to the wife, and she took of it and did eat. And he therefore becomes more guilty of the penalty according to the law, which is death. According to the law of death. Now let's go to item number 2, the devil in wickedness. The devil in the context of wickedness is the figure who represents the personification of evil, rebellion, and opposition to the commandments of the Most High. He is considered the ultimate deceiver and tempter, who leads humanity into sin and is the father of lies. He is the spiritual enemy of humanity and the Most High, his creator, leading an army of fallen angels in the kingdom of darkness and actively seeking to undermine the will and commandments of the Most High. Now, at the level of the devil's attribute, is a master of deception, using cunning schemes to lead people astray into the hands of the hidden assassin, using the instrument of the law that says, "The soul that sinneth shall die." The assassin, being precipitated by the serpent against Eve and Adam in the Garden of Eden, has simply upped its methodology with the present generation, our generation, perfecting the sophisticated vices in a more advanced form, though they all boil down to the following pattern. A. Tempter. It tempts individuals to sin by preying on their desires. B. Accuser. As the adversary, he is also known as the accuser, who points out the sins of humanity, just as related in the book of Revelation, Revelation chapter 12, verse 10. I quote, "And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our Most High and the power of his Christ. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our Creator, the Most High, day and night." Now see, rebellion. Satan's wickedness stems from a rebellion against the Most High, his Creator, which led to his expulsion from heaven. The book of Jeremiah chapter 17 verse 9, I quote, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?" Then D, origin of wickedness. Satan is seen as the ultimate source of evil and wickedness in the world, influencing moral wrongdoing to create the type of hurt discussed in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 9 to 10, which says, I quote, "The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? I, the Most High, search the heart. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways, according to the fruit of his doings." Unquote. Then E, religious perspectives. The devil is a central figure representing evil and posed as a direct adversary to the Most High, of whom he was a fallen angel who wants to counterfeit the work of the Most High and gain worship for himself. The book of Isaiah chapter 14, verse 12 to 15 and 19 described how Satan fell from heaven. I quote, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden under feet." Unquote. Item number 3. Satan gunning for the jugular destruction and he failed. Satan gunned for the jugular of humanity when he subtly employed his highest arsenal of war against the Messiah Christ, who was sent from heaven by the Most High to redeem humanity and the world. And there was a warfare, which warfare happened in the high mountain described in the book of Matthew chapter 4, verse 8 to 11. I quote, "Again the devil taketh him up into an exceeding high mountain, and showed him all the kingdoms of the world, and the glory of them, and said unto him, All these things will I give thee, if thou wilt fall down and worship me. Then said Christ unto him, Get thee hence, Satan, for it is written, Thou shalt worship the Most High thy Creator, and him only shalt thou serve. Then the devil delivered him, and behold, angels came and ministered unto him. And hence, the lurking assassin hiding in the heart of man has been overcome by Christ on our behalf. Christ, of whose footsteps we shall follow, to attain the salvation of grace provided by the Most High unto humanity and the world. Thou shalt worship the Most High, thy Creator, that's the Word, and Him only shalt thou serve. Christ has made the yoke of salvation lighter for humanity, and we are admonished as such in the book of Matthew chapter 11, verse 25 to 30. At that time Christ answered and said, I thank thee, O Father, Creator of heaven and earth, because thou hast hid these things from the wise and prudent, and hast revealed them unto babes. Even so, Father, for so it seemed good in thy sight. All things are delivered unto me of my Father, and no man knoweth the Son but the Father, neither knoweth any man the Father save the Son, and he to whomsoever the Son will reveal him. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls. For my yoke is easy, and my burden is light. Beloved brethren, it's only through the righteousness of Christ that we can overcome the lurking assassin hiding in the heart of man. Therefore, let us take up the yoke of Christ as stated below. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. The option is ours to make, but in picking our options, we must beware of the lurking assassin hiding in the heart of man. Therefore, we shall be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Stated in the book of Matthew chapter 10 verse 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Remain blessed and kindly share this gospel of Christ to the world. My name is Steve Emmanuel Mojugbe, a messenger, an author, a Nigerian. Copyrights reserved. mftmseries.com. Thank you for watching.